What are some of the reasons that are making women or ladies to still remain single? A lot of ladies actually are going single because of some several reasons here. And one of the reasons is that you find most of these ladies, for example, they had a narcissistic or a toxic relationship, a previous toxic relationship, so they don't want to the same thing to repeat to them. And then secondly is that you'll find many of these women or these ladies, the reason why they are going single is that most of them, for example, they are successful, they don't want any responsibilities, they don't need a man in their lives. Because, for example, when it comes to childbearing, before a woman decides on having a child, you've got to be prepared mentally, physically, and psychologically. So these are some of the things that are some of the reasons that are making a lot of women to still remain single or still go single. Let's dive into this video.
Here's 7 reasons why I love being single. Number 1, I never ever have to have a TV blaring so loud in my home that I can barely think. And I never have to argue with someone to turn it down. And 2, while we are on the subject of TVs, I don't even have one in my bedroom. If I'm going to be stimulated in the bedroom, it's going to be something else, thank you. Instead, 3, I have a wall of shoes in my bedroom, 2 bookshelves taller than me, full of shoes for that particular season. It's a beautiful thing. 4, I have a makeup room. Yes, a room dedicated to my makeup, and no one to ask me why I have so much makeup and tell me what a waste of money that makeup is. Makeup is one of my more shallow hobbies, and I embrace it. Admittedly, the room does share space with stored clothing and shoes that I rotate out for the season. It's divine. 5, my family room features a 9x12 bright pink rug. Yes, pink. It was the very first piece I bought for my new home. And of course, rule of 3, I have throw pillows and decorative pieces that also tie in that theme of pink. I love to decorate, and I lean into the total freedom that I now have to do so. 6, speaking of what's on my floor, it's not clothing or shoes. Even on a bad day, you will never find clothing or shoes scattered on my floors. It's on a hanger, it's in a hamper. If I don't have time to hang it, it's on a hook in my closet. And lastly, 7, girl dinner. And to be honest, it's usually no dinner, meaning 95% of the time, I'm not even hungry for dinner, so I don't eat it. My body wants the bulk of its calories in the late morning or early afternoon. So now I don't have to figure out what someone else will want for dinner, make it for them, and then hover over them solicitously while they eat. My kitchen keeps banker's hours. Thank you very much.
Exactly, ladies. A lot of these single women or these single ladies, they're going single because it's their choice. They really love being single. I did a video the other day about mothers being triggered by these single women, because mothers are actually feeling bitter and they're actually coming up or going for these single women, citing that motherhood is good or it's better, because they're actually bitter and triggered about these single women. First of all, is that as being a single woman, there's no one who's controlling you. There's no one who is going to ask you, what time are you coming back? Where are you going? How are you dressed? Why are you putting on these shoes? What kind of hair are you doing? Have you put on your hair, on your head? These are some of the challenges that a lot of these mothers or married women undergo. And this is some of the reasons that have made these women to remain single. Secondly, you'll find that most of these single women, they actually have less responsibilities. Because, for example, the moment a woman has a child or you've got a kid, it's no longer you yourself alone. It's you and your child, or it's you and your kid, even if the father is there, but it's no longer you or you yourself. You find that most of the time you'll divide your attention between you and that child. And this is what the single ladies are actually enjoying, because they're actually saying they're actually getting a lot of benefits, unlike their friends who are mothers or even married women.
It was literally at this moment that I have decided that I am going to remain single for quite some time. I just mean until someone comes along that actually likes women, that values women, that understands that a woman will automatically add value to your life. That's the table that she brings, because she automatically adds value because of who we just are in general. And then it's extra shit on top of that. So we're already adding value to your life, anyways. And as a man, if you don't understand that, then you're not for me. And you probably don't even like women. So I would say that's the initial problem. I would like for someone to actually like women and value women. And until that happens, I am happy and content alone, because I don't want to be abused, beat on, taken advantage of, treated with jealousy because your life is fucked up and you jealous of mine. Just all types of shit. They don't like us. They just want to have sex with us. But in actuality, they don't value us, and they really do think that we are less than, especially a black woman. Get you a man that likes women and that values women and that actually believes that women are equal and that we're a person. Because at the end of the day, we are a person. It's just like black, white, Mexican, Chinese, whatever. We're all people. Our color does not make us better. Our genitalia does not make us better than one another. We're all the same person. That's it.
It's high time women learn to love themselves. It's high time they learned about their worthiness as women, their femininity, their worthiness. You've heard from this lady telling us that she wants a guy who's going to respect her, a man who's going to value her. There's no need of you just getting any kind of man. A man, for example, who is going to abuse you, mistreat you, he doesn't respect you, he doesn't value you. At the end of the day, you cry crocodile tears. It's rather you get someone who's going to respect and value you as a woman. Know your femininity.
Having kids and getting married is a scam for women. Women who are unmarried and childless are the happiest people of all, according to a professor of behavioral science. First, I think they meant to say child free because childless people, I don't know if they're as happy because they want to have kids but they can't. So I don't know. They might have used the wrong word there, but let's continue. Women who are unmarried and child free are the happiest subgroup of the population as a whole, according to a happiness expert. I didn't know we had happiness experts out there. And now you know. Paul Dolan, a professor of behavioral science at the London School of Economics, says that while men benefit from being married, women generally do not. Although tying the knot and having children are typically considered markers of success in our society, women who shun this pressure despite the stigma tend to be happier and healthier as a result. Who would have thought? Professor Dolan says that unmarried and child free women are also likely to outlive their married child rearing counterparts and are healthier than them. Latest data demonstrated that long established traditional symbols of success did not necessarily correlate with happiness levels. This best selling author, who carries out original research into the measurement of happiness and its causes and consequences, noted that men, in comparison, benefited from marriage as they calm down. The men, they take less risk and they earn more money at work and they live a little longer. The woman, on the other end, has to put up with that, and she becomes unalive sooner than if she never married. The healthiest and happiest population subgroup are women who are never married or had children. I am shocked. You guys tried to gaslight us into getting married and having kids a lot. You're like, oh, it's the best thing that'll ever happen to you. You'll never find true love unless you have kids and marriage and da 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 da. But the science is saying the exact opposite. Married people who are happier than other population subgroups, but only when their spouse is in the room when they are asked how happy they are. When the spouse is not present, they're effing miserable. So basically, they're saying if you're a man, you should probably get married. If you're a woman, don't bother.
it's come to the point where being single is just a lot safer than dating, getting into a relationship, being in a situationship, or anything with anybody, because the way that these men are set up nowadays, the way that these men move about, the way that these men lie, cheat, finesse, use, abuse, mistreat, all of that, the way that they do that so openly and also without any remorse, without any care, like, what is going on? I don't understand. Like, nobody can convince me at any point right now that being in a relationship is better than being single. Nobody, because I am so at peace and content with myself. The only times I feel like stressed out is when I see what these women are going through at the hands of these men. Like, when I reflect on my past relationship, I remember the stress. When I see other women going through it in their relationship every day, the algorithm wants to show me stories of women who are going through it with these men who have been cheated on, who have been abused, who have been lied to. And it's just like, is there even a point of being in a relationship? I don't think anybody could convince me at this point.
If you stay single and build your business and put all that effort and energy into what you're trying to create, you don't have to worry about a man sabotaging your business, trying to clout chase off of what you've done. And I understand that if you have somebody and you care about him, you don't want him to feel some kind of way. A lot of women try to protect a man's ego because they feel like, well, he has help. He ain't gave you no real money. You know what I mean? Like, it's these men want attention. They don't even really want to work and get money. They just want the attention. My daughter's father opened my first salon for me. He bought the space. He did the build out. His father was the electrician. He did all the electrical work. He did all that for me. He didn't have to go around telling everybody what he did. He did that for my daughter. He did that for me. It's like nowadays a man will give you the bare minimum or invest the bare minimum, but he want all the accolades off of your hard work. You really the one that went to the bank and got that funding. You the one who did the footwork and finding some place and getting a location. He just probably gave you $2-3, and now he thinking that, he want to let everybody know, like, yeah, this is what I did. And he didn't do that. And I'm going to be honest with you. If a woman is successful in her business and she has a man, you guaranteed you done gave that man about 20 other women that he probably wouldn't have had if didn't nobody even know about y'all. The colder that you are, the stronger that you are, the more successful that you are as a female, whatever man you with, he's going to get the attention of other women based off of you and what you've done for yourself, because women going to think that he did it. Back in the day, like early 2000s, if you was in Atlanta from 99 to 06, we had a time. I'm too old. I'm damn near 50. I don't club hop. I don't go to the clubs or none of that. But I met some guys from Atlanta. And they had their section, and they, I'm like, oh, they cute, But I came in, I'm from Chicago. If you Chicago, Detroit, when we come through, we going to come through and we going to put it on. I had my Rolex, all my jewelry on, all of that. And so we formed a friendship, and I introduced him to somebody that I knew. So I was a middleman for him for other things. But he would tell me, he said, I love when you come in town. I love when you kick it with us, because when you walk away, when you go to the bathroom or whatever you do, I get about 20 numbers. I said, what you mean? He said, because you come in, you look so good when you come through. You always have your expensive stuff on. He said, those women think I bought that for you. When we talking and we in the section and we having a good time, women are watching you. And when you walk away, they give me their number because they think that you my woman, and that all that fly shit, all that expensive shit that you wear, they think I bought it for you. So I'm telling you, that was back then. So a lot of times now on the internet, we post certain things, and a man will sit up there and clout chase off a woman, especially a woman that's successful. Other women will want that man based off a simple fact of what you have. Because in their mind, they like, oh, she got it, I could get it too. The more successful you are, the more attention you're going to give that man, because every woman thinks that he done did that for you. These men clout chase too much. If you really want to be successful in business and whatever it is, your endeavor, stay single. You don't have to worry about his feelings. You can invest all that time and energy into you.
A quick one. Did anyone ever ask you how come you're a high quality woman, but you're still single? And they looked at you as if something was wrong with you, as if you were hiding something, right? And they were like, you seem to be okay. I'm wondering what's your problem, what you are hiding. And before I was very triggered by this. But then I remembered that Toyota sells about 24,000 cars a day. On the other hand, Rolls-Royce sells only 10 to 16 cars a day. See the difference, 24,000 compared to 16? Is it because something is wrong with a Rolls-Royce, or it's because it's simply not meant for everyone? So if you doubt yourself, when someone asks you, how come you're still single, you tell them this. I love.
Did you know that being childless and husbandless is actually one of the most powerful things you can be as a woman? Yeah. And I'll say that again because I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. But the feathers need to be ruffled, because for all the young women out there, myself included, who felt or have felt or are feeling like they are behind in life because they do not have a husband, they do not have children. Did it ever occur to you, my love, that maybe there are better and bigger things that God is trying to do in your life right now? And maybe He wants you to focus on your relationship with Him. That's the man you need to invest into God. Because it's not like I don't ever want a husband and kid. Maybe one day. I was always the woman, I'm telling you, my whole life dream and goal centered around a husband and marriage and children. And, God put it on my heart at the beginning of this year that maybe God has bigger and better for me waiting. And I don't need the husband and children to get that. Maybe I can do that all by myself with God's help. Men are great, like if you find one that treats you well and makes life better, by all means, babe. And if you are married and if you do have children, I hope that you are living in your blessing, in the blessing that you have prayed for, because that's all we ever want. But I am just trying to encourage the young woman watching this video that has just dreamt and hoped and prayed as a little girl until she grew up to have this husband and kids. And babe, there is so much more in life to that. I promise you. And if it's meant to be, it's going to be. Okay? So just chill out. But there's a reason why the rich auntie that has no kids is happy, stress-free, and living her best life. Right, because she has no kids.
Little insight to why I've been single as long as I have. I have a 6-month rule. If they've not been away from their ex for 6 months, or their situationship, or whatever they were doing, no. We both know this day and age, exes just don't disappear. I also don't like how people find it easier to go and take their clothes off with someone else than to actually sit there and have an adult conversation about how they feel. The way people give you 100% effort in the beginning, and then over time it gets less and less and less, and you have to give more and more and more, and it becomes less of a relationship and more of a care plan. I also hate how people think that the grass is greener somewhere else. Little insight, it never usually is. And the biggest reason of all, people have a lovely tendency to go from relationship to relationship to relationship with no gap. No healing, no self-care, no self-reflection, nothing. I don't want your baggage. Go and drop that shit off at the destination you should have left it at before you even approach me.
There's no need of you getting into or getting committed to a relationship whereby there's no respect. That person doesn't value you. There's no need. So this is the reason why a lot of women are actually deciding to go single, to remain single, because they don't want to get into toxic marriages, toxic relationships, or even facing narcissists. And then secondly, another thing you'll find that most of these single women, most of them are actually successful women, even career-wise, because these single women, they've got their time, they've got all the time, maybe go back to school, elevate their education, do their masters and everything, even their doctorate, because they don't have any responsibilities, they don't have any bills to pay on behalf of someone. This is what is making a lot of women to still remain single. You can just imagine you've gotten into a relationship. This guy has actually fooled you around because you thought you were actually in love. You end up being a baby mama. The guy disappears. These are some of the reasons that are making these women to go single or to still remain single. So guys, thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and bye bye for now.